With 50,000 watts of power, you're listening to KLOK, San Jose, San Francisco, and Oakland. The most powerful Desi radio station in America. A Universal Media Access-owned radio station.
जिंदगी गुलजार है. Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.
If you want to keep up on all your favorite TV shows, whether they're South Asian or American, Rangmunch with Alima is the place to be.
Dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima.
Tune in every Saturday night, 8 to 10 p.m. on Desi 1170. If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust.
And good evening, Bay Area. This is Alima Rangmunch with Alima on Desi 1170. Hey, Julio, how are you? There we go. I took him by surprise. I love doing that.
Great, thank you.
Well, we don't have Lowell on the board anymore, but we have Julio.
Hello.
There you go. See, and he even modulates his voice, and he even speaks Telugu.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. say something in Telugu.
So if you call in, I'm going to tell you line loan that day.
There you go.
There we
See?
go.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, so this is Rangmunch with Alima on Desi 1170. I hope everyone is having a fantastic 4th of July long weekend. And I hope everyone had a safe long weekend. And unfortunately, I'm sure you guys must have heard about the plane crash in San Francisco airport. I mean,
it's terrible.
That's terrible. Well, the news that I heard as I was stepping out of the house was like there were 2 fatalities and apparently 60 people were unaccounted for. So hopefully there is more update. On that. So anyway, the Julio is deserting me. So bye, Julio. Well. So dosto, like I said, Rangmunch with Alima, we do a roundup of all the TV shows, and I've been getting a few messages and calls, and a lot of people seem to be showing interest in a few of the shows. So I'll try to cover all your favorite shows. Before, of course, as usual, before I do a roundup of anything, of all the shows, I usually try to cover what's happening in the US and, interesting stuff and things like that. Though I came across an interesting article as I was going through the Yahoo News, and it says it's on the Yahoo News. Apparently, a man got sick, or he went to an emergency room because he was trying to do a workout of a P90X program. Have you ever heard about that?
P90, yeah, P90X.
Did you
Tony
you know what that is?
Yeah. P90 is extreme. I've tried that.
I have no idea, so I had to Google it and go over it and see what the heck is P90X.
Tony Horton, 5032.
Oh, there
that
we go.
guy, yeah.
Did you read this? How this guy had to go to the emergency room because his muscles shut down, and
I'm not surprised. He committed himself to the program. So I'm sure he got his results though.
Apparently, he just did it for a couple of days. He wasn't even able to, and it's not so he's not obese or he's not fat. I mean, this guy seems to be like a regular, normal guy who just wanted to lose a few extra pounds. Okay, and so he says he's always been an athlete, but then it's not like he went into it recklessly either. He obviously researched the program and everything, and he went and he wanted to lose an extra 20 pounds. And so after completing one half of the first day of the workouts, he woke up the next day feeling very sore and ill.
Yeah, it sounds about
is that
right.
what it is?
Yeah,
I go to the gym. I have a personal trainer every Saturday, and I know when she works those muscles, I am sore for a day and a half or so. Yeah. It always comes up because you're working so many different muscles and everything. But exactly. I've never fallen sick or, it's not like I had anything.
Yeah, you wake up sore and you can't.
Yes.
You can't move that
yeah.
well. You can't climb stairs that well.
Yes,
It
yes.
hurts,
You
but-
can't sit. You can't walk. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
But you still get through.
Yeah, you're basically very, very, very so. But anyways, he says apparently his muscles just shut down. I mean, he says you've asked to do push-ups and pull-ups and push-ups and pull-ups, and I'm thinking, I take a cross-training class at Gold's Gym, okay, and the cross-training. I mean, she's an amazing lady. We literally do 100 push-ups in that 60-minute class. So she's got this little circuit thing, okay? You do push-ups, then you do burpees, then you do like, squats, then you lunges. So and then you do the circuit 4 times. You repeat the circuit 4 times, and each exercise is like about a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've done it. I have also done the lower grade one, where if you're really panting and out of breath, you can go to the lower level, and then instead of jumping jacks, you can just do squats.
There's always an alternative.
There are always alternatives and everything. So I'm thinking, I am much more bad shape than this guy in the picture. Really bad shape. And I've been doing it not that I'm part of the P90X program, but I've been doing the cross training, for the past 3 months now. And I'm thinking, what went wrong with this guy where it says, his muscles just shut down?
That is so weird because in P90X they offer alternatives like, hey, if you can't do this, don't do the pull up like this, put a chair there and help yourself.
Right,
so there's
right,
always
exactly. And it's not like they're going to be beating about you saying you have to do the way it has to be done, and there's always going to be alternatives to do it.
That's
right?
why it's a good program.
So I don't know what happened. So apparently on the 3rd day he said, well, he was using the bathroom and stuff, and then his urine and everything looked like Coca-Cola. I mean, there must be something else. I don't know if it's just the I don't know if it's just the program itself. Maybe there was something
this
else
guy was
that
on
came
something else.
I don't know, but I felt so sorry for this guy.
He's alive, right? He's alive. He's not dead, is he?
He's alive. I mean, he's in the emergency room, but I think he is alive. Yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna work out again.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try a new program.
I mean, a lot of people have been doing it. I mean, you're aware of what it is. It's not
all my
like
friends
it's
have done that program. It's just
it's not like it's a But anyways, so I was like, because lots of times when I do that and I look at my instructor and I go, I can do 10 push-ups. After 10 push-ups, that means I can't do the 11th push-up. Can I just do a plank? Because I can do a plank versus a push-up.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, sure, hold it. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. I said, okay, cool. So I don't have to.
As long as you're doing something.
Exactly. As long as you're
with
kind
it.
of working those core muscles and stuff, and you're keeping that heart rate going, right? There's all this alternative. But anyways.
Now, I've seen guys puke at the gym when they work out too hard, but I've never seen one go to an emergency room. I've seen them puke. That's it. They just throw up. It's too much to handle.
Why would they puke though? Because
it's so weird. I've done. It's happened to me before. It's like when you get back into working out and you just do it too hard that first day that you come back, and you feel queasy and you lay down and you're just like, I don't feel so good. There it goes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, when I had a long break, I went back to the exercising after very, very, very long break. And then when I went to my personal trainer, and then we did all, she has a circuit thing and she does it. 2 days, I literally couldn't move. But see, I always know that the reason you could not move is because your muscles have been stagnant.
You ripped them apart.
You ripped them apart. You
muscles are
made them
destroyed.
work and everything, right? So it was a good feeling, but I wasn't queasy or anything. I was fine. So
I've been there.
yeah. Well, I mean, I've been there too. Not that I've fallen sick, but I've been there where I literally couldn't move. Yeah, and there was a point where when you even poke with the finger, it would hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't it? Yes.
I couldn't even walk one time. I couldn't get out of bed when my calves were that sore.
Exactly.
not
The
walk.
same thing. But anyway, I hope this guy gets better, and I hope he jumps back into it. Not the P90X, but you don't want him to give up exercising because it's so important, right?
He should get it checked out first before working out.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what they recommend, though. They always say before you start any physical activity,
talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor,
advisor,
please
whatever.
show it through. Well, anyways, dosto, any special requests, dedications, you guys want to talk about any of your favorite shows, the number to call is 408-912-5565. Stay tuned for Rangmunch with Alima, and we have a song coming up. Be back in 2 minutes.
से गोरी चूड़ी तुम्हारी बोले, यही बतियां सुन सुन के जिया मेरा डोले। नी सुल्ताना रे प्यार का मौसम आया। से गोरी चूड़ी तुम्हारी बोले, यही बतियां सुन सुन के जिया मेरा डोले। नी सुल्ताना रे प्यार का मौसम आया।
With Alima is back on Desi 1170. Julio and I were having a major conversation about exercises and everything. But anyways, though, so just so you know, anytime you guys exercise, which is fantastic, just make sure you check with your doctors, you know. And it's not a fashionable thing to overdo it. You know the thing is, when you have either male instructors or female instructors, and your clients happen to be the opposite sex, they want to show off. And I'm sitting and thinking, this is not a competition, people. Seriously?
Not gonna lie, I probably would if I was a personal. If I knew I was a good-looking guy and I'm the personal trainer. And
but then again, what are you? You're gonna hurt yourself.
Can't help it sometimes. If it's a beautiful-looking client,
and you want to show off, right?
Yeah, look at. All right, let me demonstrate the exercise.
Yes, instead of pulling up or doing a bicep for 30 pounds, let me do 50 pounds and show off, right?
You see the range in motion. Look at this.
Yeah, see, I know. But anyways, I thought that was funny because my instructor was telling me about a client she had, and he was jump roping.
Oh, okay, it's the other way around.
And she was telling, just do it at this, and he was like, no, I can do it. And his wife was also a client, and so the next day he pulled a muscle or whatever because he was
he's trying so hard to impress the trainer, man. See, I'd probably do the same thing.
And I tell you, my trainer is damn good looking.
Oh my God.
So anyway.
Damn handsome.
All right, dosto, let's do a roundup of what's happening on the TV circuit and, of course, my favorite show. Or let's say, I think it's my favorite show. Right along with Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha, Chan Chan. On Sony Channel. Okay, so last week I left off where they were heading for a honeymoon, newly married couple and all that stuff. So the whole of this week, apparently, they're still trying to decide, or the mother-in-law is trying to manipulate the daughters-in-law whether she wants to send them to the honeymoon or not, because she just so hates her fourth daughter-in-law. This is like a tug of war between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, and then Julio's got this bored look on his face, and I'm like, what the heck is Alima talking about? Well,
I just heard TV and I just turned off my brain.
See, I know. It's like I could see this blank look on his face, and he's just tuned himself out. And
I'm gonna watch TV because of you. This is great. I cannot wait for this new journey.
Well,
I'm gonna embark on.
It's interesting. It's surprising because a lot of I've got a few American friends actually who end up watching the Indian TV shows.
Word.
And some of them nowadays, some of the very high-profile TV shows have English subtitles coming up.
Oh, wow.
Not all of them.
So there's an
Some
audience.
of them are coming out with the subtitles, which I think is great.
Yeah,
though a lot of them have already been watching the Indian movies and everything, because now all the Indian movies have subtitles.
Okay, Indian movies are a different story.
Yes.
Indian movies are legit. I love Indian Bollywood action movies.
There
Those are the
you go.
best.
See?
They are so over-exaggerated, but they are awesome to
they're
watch.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes. And do you like the music and everything too?
Everything about it. Like this freaking cars flipping over, this guy like doing ridiculous stunts.
It's
like
so
awesome.
funny when I remember watching the 70s and the 80s movies. During that time, it's totally unreasonable fighting.
Yeah.
And I
Unreasonable.
totally used to enjoy them actually. And even now, when I go back and watch all the 70s and 80s movies, like Amitabh Bachchan and all these people have all these, huge fighting commercial movies, I laugh, but I thoroughly enjoy them.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy them because I don't have to use my brain to watch them. You know what I'm saying? It's a pure entertainment.
Yes, you can just enjoy the stunts and everything. And
Exactly. Anyway, coming back to the TV show, Chan Chan. So there is a tug of war between the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law. Dosto, just so you know, the honeymoon hasn't happened yet. So obviously she's playing the daughters-in-law against each other. The subtle nuances, the subtle sarcastic remarks, and the fake sympathy that she's trying to do. She's trying to pit one daughter-in-law against another daughter-in-law, get that guilt thing moving on. So people who enjoy or who know the Hindi language and are watching this show, it's really fun to watch. I mean, here you have a mother-in-law. She's not evil. She's not the one who is going to hurt a person physically or, all those dowry systems or whatever, It's not that. It's more that she's just so arrogant and egoistic that she wants to win, where she wants to prove that her way of thinking is right versus, what her daughter-in-law is thinking or doing. So anyways, so it's like it's just a war with the words and the gestures and the emotions and how she manipulates, and influences the members of the family. So I thoroughly enjoy watching that show. You guys should give it a chance to see it. It's still fun. There's a huge contrast between both the families. One is progressive, fun-loving, easygoing, and the other is very traditional, orthodox, and not so progressive in certain things, so they stick to all these rituals and things like that. Tradition against modernity, So there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's a pretty, It's a pretty interesting show. I like watching it. Having said that, dosto, the number to call into the radio station is 408-912-5565. And when I come back, we have a few more shows to cover. Stay tuned into Rangmunch with Alima.
रिमझिम के गीत सावन गाए आए भीगी भीगी रातों में रिमझिम के गीत सावन गाए आए भीगी भीगी रातों में सोचा कुछ ना देखा कुछ भी पूछा ना एक अनजान से चल पड़े साथ हम कैसे ऐसे बन के साथी राहों में बड़ी लंबी जी की बात बड़ी छोटी ये बरखा की रात जी कहना क्या है सुनना क्या है कहने सुनने की अब क्या है बात जी बिन कहे बिन सुने दिल ने दिल से कर ली बातें बातों में के रिमझिम के गीत सावन गाए हाय भीगी भीगी रातों में रिमझिम के गीत सावन गाए हाय भीगी भीगी
And Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170. You know, I'm having so much fun with Julia. We're getting to know each other as we take our breaks when we're having our songs. And
That's right.
yeah, and I'm trying to get Julio to watch the TV shows, right?
It's
Julio?
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not going to
I want
happen.
to watch TV.
Well, you know what? For your part, just watch all the Indian Bollywood.
Yeah, I'd rather
Bollywood
do that.
songs.
If you could give me the Indian Bollywood, the action movies especially, like I would thank you so much because
Oh, not a problem.
I've seen
I'm sure we
YouTube
can-
clips, but I cannot get the actual movie.
The actual movie, you should just go to Netflix or something.
Oh, really? They have that? They have like a Bollywood section?
I think they
What?
do.
You're
Even
not kidding.
Hulu has it.
No way.
And some of the YouTube, actually, they have the full 3-hour movies on them.
What the heck?
They do. I've seen a few movies that they say it's a full movie. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes or whatever. So you should.
I did not know this. Oh my god, I did not know. Now that
How
I know,
can you
this is
not
awesome.
know? You have Google on your at your fingertips,
right?
YouTube at our fingertips,
I just like.
right? I mean,
I just didn't think it'd be available. I'm like, I have to go to like some store to get this stuff. you know?
No. Nowadays, people are not even going and renting DVDs and all that stuff. Everything is either it's on Netflix or,
man.
you go to any of those. I'm sure you go to YouTube and they'll have a lot of links are coming up on YouTube and everything.
That's good to know.
Yeah, you can
That's
just
very
put them.
good to know.
And coming to my second favorite show, people, Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha. A lot has happened there, and Mohan Bhatnagar is behind bars for accused with kidnapping kids, and of course, this is all part of a strategy by Addu, his stepson, because he so hate his stepdad that he wants to ruin him. So the plan is working very well, and he's behind bars. And of course, Megha doesn't know that Addu is, or Munna as he's known in the show, is actually her son who's hell-bent on taking revenge on her husband. So it's an interesting show. Season number 2, people, Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha. Like I said, season 1 was kind of on and off show for me, but season 2 seems to be much more interesting than season 1, and it's very rare for Indian TV shows to come up with a season 2 and do so very well. And I can be very picky with these shows. I mean, literally, I can be very picky with this show. So if this show is really holding my attention, it's worth seeing, people. Really, it's worth seeing. And the fact that, you know how all this, the cultural thing, a lot of times the Indian shows have too much drama, they have too much third-party involvement. I mean, like if you and I have an issue, we don't ever talk it out, but 10 people around us seem to talk about it. That's what the Indian shows are like. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much involvement from all the
Are you talking
other
about that the
people.
actual show or or behind the scenes?
Well, it's on a general basis. The cultural thing in India, where like for example, here if you go to a doctor, he's going to be talking to you what's wrong with you.
Yes, he's gonna tell me.
Yeah.
Directly.
But if you go to an Indian doctor, he's going to tell all the 10 people except you what's wrong with you. You see what I'm saying, the way it is perceived or said or whatever. So the shows also for this high drama and over the top thing and stuff, it's like you and I have an issue, but they create circumstances where you and I can never talk about it, but 10 other people will talk about it and just create a whole big issue out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of these shows are. And the thing about NBTs, why I like it, is because everything is out in the open. The people who need to know it. And that is I think is very progressive when they're doing it, for the storyline or whatever. It's like you have a problem and it's like you come and tell. It's not so much that, oh my God, if I tell her this, she's going to get hurt, and then you kind of second guess yourself and you don't tell them or whatever it is, But like I said, Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha. Right now, the storyline is Mohan is behind bars, accused of kidnapping little boys and selling them. And of course, we have the evil person there, who's the main person behind this kids trafficking, and of course, his grandson is kind of caught between his grandfather and his new wife, and his new wife happens to be Mohan's daughter. So, there's a lot of this. There's still that emotional thing going on. There is still that right and evil, the decisions to be made, the choices to be made and everything. But the fact that it's still out in the open, and of course, Bira doesn't know that his grandfather is the main person behind the kidnapping and everything. So once he figures that out, then that's going to be another major issue that they have to deal with. Right now, Bira is dealing with trying to tell the truth to his new wife and come clean and say, hey, I did have an intention of not marrying you and leaving you, at the altar, but you really changed my mind, and so there's a lot of catching up to do on his part. And in the meantime, Megha kind of is trying to take the reins of Mohan Bhatnagar's project Talash, and they still want to keep that project going, but of course Munna is coming up and saying Project Talash is just a facade for kidnapping little boys and harming them. So that is Na Bole Tumne Maine Kuch Kaha. A lot of action, lot of suspense, lot of
all centered
emotion
around kidnapping.
Yeah, it's common.
Yeah.
Well, in India, I heard that a lot of times when all these bad guys, they kidnap little young kids,
Right.
and they kind of torture them, or they kind of make them, they cut off their hand or a thing, whatever, and they make them beg them on the streets for money and stuff. And I believe it still happens. It still happens.
Terrible.
It's terrible, isn't it? It's like human trafficking, right?
Yeah,
It's like
this is really messed up, but I just heard a kidnapping joke. Maybe it would help out because
What?
it's so serious right
What
now.
is it? Go ahead.
Okay, so here it is. It's really small. I saw a kidnapping the other day,
Are you serious?
but I didn't want to wake him up. Oh, get it? That's such a...
There you go. I have a friend. I have a friend who WhatsApps all these jokes that he has. So
really?
every week he does that. So typically I go through it. Of course, some of them you can't even tell on the radio.
They're too explicit.
But some of them are so hilarious. So usually I pick 2 or 3 and I tell him on the radio.
that's
do
good.
it.
Something
But
to
he
say.
always does. Every week I get a bunch of jokes. In fact, he runs a postal service actually.
What the heck?
And that's where I usually go to do all my mailing and everything. And we were laughing at a few jokes this morning when I was there and stuff.
Do you remember
like that.
a single one? I know you're busy, but do you
No,
remember?
I can
You can
just
pull it
pull
up
out
somewhere,
my
right?
phone, and then
It's
I
all
can
there.
I can just pull that phone up, and then we can have a couple of jokes. So this is Rangmunch with Alima. Stay tuned. We'll be right back, and I have a few more olden golden songs coming up.
ये लगता है कि जहां मिल गया, कि जहां मिल गया, एक भटके हुए राही को कारवां मिल गया, तुम जो मिल गए हो तो ये लगता है कि जहां मिल गया, कि जहां मिल गया। देखो न दूर हमसे, देखो खफा न हो, बैठो न दूर हमसे, देखो खफा न हो, किस्मत से मिल गए हो, मिलके जुदा न हो, किस्मत से मिल गए हो, मिलके जुदा न हो, मेरी क्या खता है, होता है ये भी, के ज़मीं से भी कभी आसमान मिल गया कि जहाँ मिल गया। अपना कोई न था अजनबी ज़माना, अपना कोई न था। दिल को जो मिल गया है तेरा सहारा, एक नई जिंदगी का निशान मिल गया। तुम जो मिल गए हो तो ये लगता है कि जहां मिल गया। एक भटके हुए राही को कारवां मिल गया। तुम जो मिल गए हो तो ये लगता है कि जहां मिल गया, कि जहां
If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust. Want to know the best European automobile service and repair center? Introducing Star Auto Services. Located at 1555 South 10th Street in San Jose. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Give them a call at 408-280-7002 or visit their website, starautoservices.net. Star Auto Services. Quality service and repair for European automobiles.
And Rangmunch with Alima is back on Desi 1170. Well, Julio and I are going through a few jokes and stuff and things like that. And, and they were pretty hilarious. I'm trying to keep Julio awake, actually, because,
I'm wide awake now because that last one was pretty funny, though.
Exactly, right?
That last one was pretty funny.
And now I lost all those. Oh, well, okay. Here's a couple of them that we talked about. Why do men like smart women? And the answer says opposites attract is what
so
it is
mean.
saying.
That's strike one. That's strike one against guys. Read the next one.
Read the next one. Well, okay. What makes men chase women they have no intention of marrying?
I don't know.
The same urge that makes dogs chase vehicles they have no intention of driving. Oh wait, this is something you really like. Did you not? What did God say after He created man?
What did He say?
I can do better than this, and then He created a woman.
See, the person that wrote that joke is obviously a chick.
A woman, probably, right? she's getting back at all mankind, huh?
Yeah, she is hating. She probably just got divorced or something. She's like, I want to write these awesome jokes.
There you go.
Putting it to good work.
So this is Alima on Rangmunch with Alima. The number to call is 408-912-5565, and I move on to my next show, Veera. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine this morning, and he was telling me like some of the shows that he watches, and I told him, you should call on to the radio and talk about it, because 3 of the shows that you're watching, I watch too. And he goes, I really enjoy watching these shows. And he picked the really good shows that are coming on the TV at the moment, people. So the next online is Veera on Star Plus. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are watching this. This is a story of a brother and sister, and then infidelity, and the dad leaving the family and going away, the woman stepping up and taking care of her family as the head of the household. This is like in a small village, and she takes care of the farming and everything, and she takes care of her family. Obviously, she's got issues with trying to take care of the illegitimate daughter, that ends up staying in the family. But then Ranvi is totally in love with his little sister Veera, so these two are inseparable. And I remember telling Ki this show is headed for a leap, and I heard it's going to be a 10-year leap, and the only reason they hold it off for so long was because of the chemistry between these two child artists who are doing a tremendous, fantastic job. And if the leap does happen, I'm sure all of us are going to be, including me, of course, I'm going to be missing Veera and Ranvi, those two little dynamites, and they're amazing actors. And then, of course, there is talk about Sampooran coming back onto the show. Now, he is back. He has come back for the flashback scenes. Now, I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back permanently later in the storyline. But then again, if you are watching the show, they have never found his dead body. So that leaves a possibility of him suddenly making an appearance down the show, people. So who knows what's going to happen. And typically when the leaps happen in the shows, a lot of artists kind of want to leave the show because of other, commitments and things. So dekhna padega ki if Nihal Singh is going to be staying back, and if Nihal is planning on leaving, then that might be a possibility for Sampooran to come back to his family. So we'll see that what happens. Obviously, whatever had happened so far, Nihal comes out with the truth and tells Chaiji that he was responsible for the death of Sampooran Singh. And obviously, it was an accident. It wasn't intentional. But at least she knows what had happened to her son. She knows that he was planning on coming back to his family. But then, unfortunately, he falls off the cliff, and Nihal Singh wasn't able to save him. So Nihal comes to the family to take care of him as that was Sampooran's last wish, though. And of course, he starts having feelings for Ratan, and he falls in love with the little kids. He takes care of them, he's helping them in every way that he can. And the family has come to depend on him. So it's going to be interesting to see when the time comes whether the writers or the story writer is going to let the past come back as a present and get rid of Nihal Singh. So we'll see how that goes. And that dosto is Veera in the making. So Zarur give it a watch. It's very interesting, and that happens to be one of my favorite shows. I was going through some songs and all that stuff, and typically I end up playing the old and golden songs because I've always gotten requests. Even when I ended up playing all the trendy songs, I got calls saying just play the old songs. So
that's what our audience likes.
Yeah, they just like it. But I came across a song from Ashaye, and it caught my attention. It's a new movie. The movie hasn't released yet, but the song really is very good. And if people listen to my show, you guys know I'm such a stickler for lyrics and stuff. They have to make sense to me. Otherwise, I just don't listen to any song, which includes English songs too, I can't stand all this rock and roll and stuff unless it do make sense to me. So I thought I'll share this song with you. Here it is, Shukriya Zindagi from Ashaye.
छन के आई तो क्या चांदनी तो मिली छन के आई तो क्या चांदनी तो मिली चंद दिन ही सही कली तो खिली शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी तेरी मेहरबानियाँ शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया तस्वीर होती कहीं गम नहीं तो खुशी की कीमत नहीं सिर्फ एक रंग से तस्वीर होती कहीं गम नहीं तो खुशी की कीमत नहीं धूप छाँव है दोनों तो दिलकश जहाँ क्या शिकायत करें फुर्सत कहाँ शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी तेरी मेहरबानियाँ शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी अपनी तकदीर की ये दास्तां कभी कातिलाना कभी मेहरबान अपनी तकदीर की ये दास्तां कभी कातिलाना कभी मेहरबान जो दिल को घरारा गया अपने कातिल पे भी प्यार आ गया शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी तेरी मेहरबानियाँ शुक्रिया जिंदगी शुक्रिया जिंदगी
Rangmunch with Alima is back on air on Desi 1170, and it looks like we may have a caller.
Yes,
Hello, who's this?
Hey, my name is Charmi.
Oh, hey, Charmi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well. Have you been listening to the show?
Yeah, I have been. I'm enjoying it.
Well,
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you for saying you're enjoying it. So,
Yeah.
what did you want to talk about?
Yeah, so I actually wanted to dedicate a song to one of my favorite TV actress.
Oh.
Actually, her birthday was on 3rd of July. So I just wanted to dedicate a song to her on behalf of her fans.
That's good. Hold on. You need a pen? Because you're going to write this down. There we go.
I'm looking for a pen. Go ahead, Charmi. What song is it?
It's Kabira from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
It's Kabira from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. Okay, now who is this?
Yeah.
Who is this lucky lady? Or lucky guy?
She's Kritika Singh, or she's known to be the Jhansi Ki Rani of Tollywood.
Well, I've seen Jhansi. Have you watched her show, Jhansi Ki Rani, or was it Punarvivaha that you watched?
I have been following that. I've been following the show on India forums too, so it was great fun, and I just loved her acting, and I just love her versatility.
Okay, so are you, now that her show is off air, are you missing her?
Very much. We all are just waiting for her to come back soon.
Well, you know, typically she deserves plenty of rest. They've been working hard on that show for such a long time, and
Yeah, she does.
I've met her personally, and she's one of the sweetest persons I've met. So she's really
How lucky of you! How lucky of you!
Now, don't get jealous, Charmi.
She is
I'm
jealous. Clearly.
So are you like a die-hard fan of Kritika?
Oh yeah, very die-hard fan.
So
My dream is to meet her.
let me ask you this. Just for the heck of asking, I wanted to ask. When you say die-hard fan, what exactly does it mean?
For me, it means to support my actor with whatever she does, and to follow her. Yeah.
And what happens? I mean, so when you say follow her, I mean, I'm not putting you into the fanatics mode or anything, but as a die-hard fan, even though you love her a lot, but if everyone is prone to do some mistakes or things like that, so do you also say, okay, you made a mistake? Do you say that, or just because you're die-hard fan, it's like she can never do any mistake?
No, mistakes makes a human learn things. So if we are some mistakes are about to happen, so if she does any mistake, she will probably learn from that. So I don't have any complaints if she do any mistake because she knows
but what
better.
I'm saying is,
That's a diehard fan.
Yeah, that's a diehard. So what I'm saying is, what would you perceive it? I mean, I'm sure all of us.
Just a sec. Hello.
Hello. Oh, are you talking to me or are you?
I think.
Yeah. Hello.
Charmi,
Yes.
are you still with me?
Sorry, that was a mistake. Yeah.
Okay. So when I asked you that question, it's more like, but do you feel that would you confess to saying, hey, she did a mistake, even though I'm a diehard fan, I know what is right and wrong. Would you be able to?
Till now, I didn't think she did any mistake because I think she's one of those actors who has never been a limelight of a media. She have never liked to be a limelight of media.
She's perfect.
She's
Yeah.
perfect. There
She's
you
perfect.
go. Julio, are you
I bet you
doing-
must have tons of movie posters.
Well,
are you talking about an actress, right?
yes, we're talking about a TV artist. And she's very sweet, and she's a very down to earth lady actually. And
Yeah,
and
she
she's
is.
and she loves a dog.
Yeah.
and you
Donut.
know what a
He's
dog's
so
name
cute.
is? She calls it Donut.
Donut.
Yeah, he's really cute.
Yeah, she's
Sounds
really,
good
really
right now,
cute.
but-
Yeah. It's really cute because when I went to visit her, I actually took her this chocolate covered dog biscuits. You know,
Oh,
dogs
yeah.
can eat chocolate. but white chocolate, not the dark or
Wait,
the
is that
milk.
true?
It is
Even
true.
she mentioned that in one of her interview that you did send.
Oh, did
something
she?
for-
Did she? That is
yeah,
so very
she
sweet
did.
of her.
They won't die if you feed them
No,
chocolate?
no.
Like
White
that?
chocolate doesn't have the cocoa or whatever it is. So white chocolate, actually, there's no white chocolate. White chocolate is just white pastel ribbon. Which you melt it. So it's not chocolate at all. But people are so used to seeing the dark and the milk and they see the white, it's white chocolate, but there is no white chocolate. It's just white pastel ribbon. So
You just blew my
melt
mind
it.
right now. Oh my God.
You melt it and you dip the dog bones in it and you give it as a treat to your dogs, and the dogs will love you for the rest of their lives. Okay, all right. Yeah. So Charmy, is there anything else you would like to send a message to Kratika?
I would just like to say, I know she's down with quite a fever, so I would just like to say that get well soon, Kratika. We all fans are you. Come back soon and keep rocking.
Okay, fantastic. We're just getting into the top of the hour. And Charmy, if you would like to continue, come back and talk to us after our commercials, you're more than willing to give us a call back, or you can stay online.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Dosto, we'll see you back in a few minutes as we hit the top of the hour. Rangmunch with Alima is going to be back.
Desi 1170 AM would like to thank our sponsors for their support over the last 4 years.
You're listening to KLOK, San Jose, San Francisco, and Oakland, the largest and most powerful Desi radio station in America, a universal media access radio station.
जिंदगी गुलजार है. Math, science, history, unraveling the mystery that all started with a big bang.
If you want to keep up on all your favorite TV shows, whether they're South Asian or American, Rangmunch with Alima is the place to be.
Dosto, this is Rangmunch with Alima.
Tune in every Saturday night, 8 to 10 p.m. on Desi 1170. If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust. Want to know the best European automobile service and repair center? Introducing Star Auto Services. Located at 1555 South 10th Street in San Jose. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Give them a call at 408-280-7002 or visit their website, starautoservices.net. Star Auto Services. Quality service and repair for European automobiles.
Rangmunch with Alima is back on the air and back online too. Whoop, we just had a little glitch of internet connectivity there. That's scary, isn't
There's
it?
so many networks around here. It's just something's gonna drop.
It's the aliens and the UFO
I know.
flying over a radio station,
Causing
right?
all this interference.
You know, which
Shut it
reminds me,
down.
it's too bad you don't watch the shows or everything, but I've been watching Under the Dome. It's actually
Never
a
even
Stephen King. It's you know who Stephen King
Yeah,
is?
he,
He's the one-
he writes horror novels,
Yes,
right? Yeah,
yes.
okay. The
Under
Clown.
Under the Dome is his book. The book is fantastic. So they have a show. So it just started 2 weeks ago.
Is
1
it
hour.
scary? Or no,
It
that's not
is scary.
Okay,
I mean,
that's as good as-
it gives you. I mean, this is Stephen King you're talking about. You have
Yeah.
to get scared out of your skin for that matter. And I remember, and I don't know if I mentioned it on the radio, but the first episode, the one thing that caught my attention in all that, when the dome lands on this little town, what they show is this is like a huge countryside little town, and they have the cows and everything grazing and all that stuff and things like that, and boom, split second, it just drops something, and that cow standing at that boundary where the dome is gets sliced into half, just like that. Like how you take a paper and you slice it without, like,
That's disgusting.
And
But that's so cool. Wow.
it is
the dome.
cool.
Wow.
It was disgustingly super cool. I had goosebumps on my hand. But that's how the dome just gets, and that whole town is cut off from the outer world.
And that's where all the horror comes in.
That's where the horror comes. That's
inside
where
that dome. It's not safe inside the dome, huh?
So
better be
it's
outside
slow.
the
So
dome.
it's just I just watched the second episode, and so there's certain magnetism and things like that where certain people, it reacts with magnetism. So like it's like a sponge. You put your hand to it when it's watered from the outside. You put your hand to it. There's a print of your hand. At other times it's hard. So it's strange. So that's the whole point about it, So, but hey, if you ever want to watch it, but I think that was pretty cool.
That sounds
actually.
really interesting.
It was very interesting, and I really, really like it. So, but anyway, dosto, I mean, hey, you guys want to watch Under the Dome? I think you should just give it. I mean, my kids watch it, and they're like me, they're like CSI fanatics and stuff, and. I let them watch Criminal Minds and CSIs and Hawaii 5-0. I like watching all those thriller shows.
I was gonna say, do your kids really enjoy Stephen King's Under the Dome?
Under the Dome, my younger one who's 11 actually watched it, and she goes.
She's not like.
And I said, God, that is. Did you see that? I'm going to have a nightmare. Of course, she's not going to have a nightmare. She's going to just sleep through it.
Right.
Both of them have kind of my brain waves of they can watch anything, but then it's down. It doesn't affect them.
Even they can watch The Clown, because Stephen King has made the movie about it and The Clown, and nope, I will never.
Yeah, because they watch Criminal Minds. I mean, Criminal Minds, those CSIs and things, they're pretty grotesque killings and stuff like that.
Your kids watch that?
My older one wants to become a forensic expert. I mean, that's what she wants to major in. She's thinking of criminal justice and forensology, and she's even checking out colleges and all that stuff. And I told her, I said, let me tell you that it's not glamorous out there.
Wow.
It's not how it's going to be like in the CSIs and all that stuff. And she gave me this look and said, of course I know that. I'm not stupid. She didn't say as much that, but she just gave me that look and said, I know, of course it's not going to be. And, so she's been saying that for the past 2 years. So I'm pretty much assuming that that's what she wants to stick with.
That's so interesting that your kids. Well, I was watching cartoons at that age. I was still watching cartoons. I don't get it.
Hey, when I was that age, I was reading Milton Boons and all that stuff. But no one heard that about it. It's like, well, but and I say, hey, I turned out fine. I wasn't, demented or.
Yeah, exactly.
So hopefully they'll have my same equilibrium when they grow up, and then they,
They'll be fine and successful.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. It is going to be fun. And also, Saraswati Chandra. I know this is a favorite of few people. In fact, I've got a few calls on this show when I was talking about this show, when I talk about it. And it's from the looks of it, there's going to be a lot of trouble in paradise. And Saras is away in Dubai and Kumud is way back in India, and they've already had a breakup and everything. Saras has a big issue with his dad, and of course the main instigator happens to be his stepmother, the evil Cruella in the family, who kind of wants to break everyone apart. It looks like from the promo on Friday, it looks like Saras is going to give Kumud a call and say that he cannot marry her. So which is what the story, which is what the book says anyways, because if you guys have read the book, both of them never get married. I mean, she ends up marrying someone else, and it looks like the family has already made an entrance into the show. Rahil Azam is going to be playing Kumud's husband, apparently. So he's going to be, his name is going to be Pramadan, and of course, he hasn't made an entrance yet, but his parents have made an entrance into the show on Friday, and they have come to Kumud's wedding. But then, of course, Saras is missing, and we don't know what is going to happen. From the article that I've been reading, the writers and everyone seem to be following the book to the word. So if that's what it is, then obviously these two will not get married, and she's going to end up marrying Pramad, which I think is they're probably going to step into as a saving grace, because the wedding is well underway. And it's going to be interesting. And of course, we have the instigator about it, who's the main instigator being Guman, who's who's kind of hatching and plotting and influencing people about it. That is Saraswati channel for you people. I mean, both of them are doing a fantastic job. I've always liked Jennifer, and Gautam Rore is doing fantastic. In fact, I even like the new entrant, Rahil Azam. He's a fine actor too. So it's just going to get interesting. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of pain and a lot of, heartbreak and everything. But hey, you fall in love, and unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes. I'm not saying don't love just because it's going to be painful, but anything in life is painful, don't you think so? Well, it's good, bad, evil, whatever. It has its pros and cons.
I know.
You right? That's what life is.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
I wish I had a girlfriend right now. I really wish.
Don't worry. Maybe you should do matchmaking on Rangmunch with Alima and Sahil.
I know, right? Let's do a contest
Exactly,
right now, right?
Exactly. We should do that. We're going to put your picture on there, and
I'll do a little questionnaire for every caller that calls in.
There
Like,
you
all right,
go.
well, what do you like to do?
Exactly. That'll be so cool. We'll get you a girlfriend. You know. Maybe
Like, if you think my voice sounds good, then you'll.
Your voice sounds very sexy. You really modulate it really well. Don't you think so, people?
It's raspy.
No, I think I like your voice.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be a creep or anything, but this is what I sound like. It just...
All right, dosto, as Charmi had called up and, birthday wishes for Kratika Senegar, and she's got a dedication for her. And I have that song ready to be played. Kratika Senegar, this is for you, and belated happy birthday. Well, I know we have talked on your birthday, but hey, belated happy birthday. And here we go from your fans to you.
Enjoy.
ना धूप चुने ना छाँव कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी किसी ठौर टिके ना पाँव कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी ना धूप चुने ना छाँव कैसे तेरी खुद गर्जी किसी ठौर टिके ना पाँव बन लिया अपना पैगंबर तर लिया तू सात समंदर फिर भी सूखा मन के अंदर क्यों रहेगा
रे कबीरा मान जा रे फकीरा मान जा आजा तुझको पुकारे तेरी परछाइयाँ रे कबीरा मान जा रे फकीरा मान जा कैसा तू है निर्मोही कैसा हर जाइया टूटी चार पाई वही ठंडी पुरवाई रत्ता देखे दूधों की मलाई वही मिट्टी की सुराही रास्ता देखे
कैसी तेरी खुद गर्जी लब नमक रमे ना मिसरी कैसी तेरी खुद गर्जी तुझे प्रीत पुरानी दूसरी मस्त मौला मस्त कलंदर तू हवा का एक बवंडर बुझ के यूं अंदर ही अंदर क्यों रहेगा
रे कबीरा मान जा रे फकीरा मान जा आजा तुझको पुकारे तेरी परछाइयाँ रे कबीरा मान
Rangmunch with Alima is back back on Desi 1170. Well, we seem to be getting a request over, and I was just trying to pull up the song for Desi Zen. Desi Zen, I've got your request here. It's just going to take a little time to make sure I, put it at the right place. But in the meantime, we're done with Saraswati Chandra, people. So there is at Saraswati Chandra what's happening to them. If anyone's interested in watching it, it's really, really good show. And in fact, coming to Saraswati Chandra, I've been reading an article where apparently Wabiz Dorabji, in fact, she is Vivian Desani's new wife, and Vivian happens to be playing RK in Madhubala on the Colors show. Well, his wife is going to make an entrance into Saraswati Chandra opposite, I'm assuming, Gautam, but I am not sure how true it is. It's an article from Times of India, so they can what's going to happen. So that's a little tidbit of news coming on the Saraswati Chandra track. And then we have Kabul Hai. Finally, I don't know what is it with this show. Of all the shows that I watch, this one show is where I cannot get the links in the US. Anytime I go click on the links, it says content rejected, copyright issues. Seriously?
Wow.
No, I mean, and I'm not joking when I say this is the only show I seem to be having a problem watching because I cannot get the link. So, like, for example, I was able to watch the link from July 4th, but I wasn't able to watch it on July 3rd.
What the heck?
Any link I go hit, it's blocked.
Wait, when you try to watch the show.
Yeah, it's online, right? You either go to YouTube or you go to any of those Indian websites, and they have all those links and everything where you can watch.
You get that.
I can't.
Content unavailable
yes.
message. I hate that message.
I hate that
because I favorite videos when I see all my favorite stuff, and then next thing you know, YouTube says copyright. You can't watch your video anymore.
And I'm sitting and thinking, but how can it be? If I'm able to watch one day, how can it be a copyright issue the next day? It's the same link, same website. What is it, right? So I mean,
takes them a while to catch on, then they find out and just take it off.
I guess so. But those two people who have been watching Kabul Hai, right now we have the Ajmer track going on. I kind of course, with the issue of having not able to get to the links, I've been kind of watching it on and off anytime that I can get. And typically with the Indian TV shows, it's not like you have to sit and watch every single day because the story moves at a slower pace. So if you end up watching it twice a week, you pretty much know what's happening.
You won't miss out on anything.
Yeah,
right?
It's like, but of course, but I like the guys. I like both of them, and I really miss watching Kabul Hai. So when I finally ended up watching it this afternoon, I was like literally jumping with joy because I was actually able to, watch them and see what is happening. Nice. So people who have been watching Kabul Hai or who just wants to have a gist of what is happening on Kabul Hai, obviously the wedding did not go through because Tanveer actually drugged Asad, and she created a situation where he thinks that he slept with her, and now of course she comes back and says she's going to be pregnant with his baby, etc., the usual things like that. But then of course both of them end up meeting in Ajmer, Asad and Zoya, and he finally tells her that he loves her despite everything, irrespective of whether they're going to get together or not, or whatever it is going to happen. He says that he loves her for the rest of his life. She doesn't have to accept it. She doesn't have to believe it. For him, it was more to come out and tell, because he's always had issues with speaking up on things like this. So to him, it was a huge thing to come and confess his love to her. And of course, poor Zoya is like, she literally thinks it's too late because he's already slept with another woman and they're going to get married and all that stuff. But then again, now this is one smart cookie, I should say. Her brain works at like a super X speed, I think, and that is what I like about her character in this show. She's literally thinking on her feet. Here she is trying to check out of the hotel and everything, and she hears two people talking about how her daughter's mother-in-law used to drug her and make her do things and all that stuff, and how she would forget what had happened, and it clicks into her, and she puts two and two together, and she figures out, oh my God, this is probably what had happened that night, because she knows Tanveer is an evil person. She figured out that this is already just something that she came up with, that Tanveer just drugged Asad, and she created a situation where they did not really sleep together and they did not consummate anything, but it's just that this guy doesn't remember because he was so drugged, and he just thinks that, he did the he did the act, and then now he's responsible for her, and then he has to take care of Tanveer because she comes and says that she's going to be pregnant now. So basically, now that the cat is out the bag, of course she calls up Asad and leave a message on his cell phone. I don't know. It's funny how people in their panic and everything, they leave the whole message on it, and then inevitably the message lands into the evil person's hands rather than the person it was intended to. And now of course the evil Tanveer gets to know that Zoya is alive because she tries to kill her and pushes her off the cliff. So now she knows she's alive, and of course she has to come and kill her again, right? Get her out of the way. So that is where the story is headed, people. But if the articles are to be read, it looks like Zoya and Asad are going to get back together, which I really hope that they get back together. I would love to see them. That's Kubul Hai. I mean, it's like I said, it caught my attention initially when the show started. I was like put off with Zoya and everything, but now I'm really enjoying it. So I really feel bad anytime I don't get to watch this link, but it's doing really well, people. Zoya and Asad are doing a fantastic job. So that is Kubul Hai for you. If you guys have any of your favorite shows that you want to talk about, hey, give us a call. It's 408-912-5565, and I have a few more shows coming up. But before I get to the rest of the shows, I have one of my favorite songs, I should say, that is coming up. So Rangmunch with Alima will be back in a few minutes.
हाल मिल गया
की बेकरार है तुम्हारा इंतजार है
I know it's a very, very old song, but it's like just one of my favorite songs. One of my, to me, the lyrics and the wordings need to make sense. Otherwise, I cannot enjoy a song. And I remember during the 80s and the early 90s and stuff, we have all this fast-paced Hindi music and everything, and the words were just crazy. Really, really crazy. Seriously.
We're different because I do like music with no lyrics. Or even if they don't make sense, I just still love it. It's, like,
it's funny though. See, my
sense.
mother tongue is Telugu, right? I never follow Telugu songs and I never follow Telugu movies unless someone comes and tells me this is a really good movie, go watch it. I mean, I speak Telugu at home, but it's combined with English.
Wow, we're exactly the same. My native tongue is Spanish, and I don't watch anything Spanish and listen to anything Spanish.
But because the Telugu lyrics and stuff. Now, if you ask me to go back into the 50s or 60s, amazing songs, okay? Telugu. But the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I'm like, I cannot understand a single word, and it doesn't even make sense to me.
Reminds me of American rap. It's just, you can't understand
exactly. Anything. And then you have all these weird words and stuff that you kind of even don't even want to.
People make up words now in songs, so you can't.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, though, this is Rangmunch with Alima, and I have a couple more. Actually, I have one more request coming up shortly, but in just a few minutes. I just wanted to cover a couple more shows that I've been watching. I mean, Arjun, like I said, I like all the thrillers and everything, Julio. Arjun happens to be one of those kinds of like the CSI kind of a thing show in India.
Okay. I'd love to watch that. I can't. I don't have access to this stuff.
See, you don't have access to this.
I need Indian friends.
But you need to.
I really
you
do.
need. You know the funny thing is, any show that you watch in the U.S. or you've heard about is there's going to be an exact replica of it in India.
That is so interesting.
If you have Dancing with the Stars, you will have a show in India. If you have Big Boss, there's a Big Boss there. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? We have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Like every version, right? There's something.
Every version of it. You have reality shows. We have reality shows.
What the heck?
I mean, like I said,
I've never been exposed to this.
See, I'm opening new doors here for
you. That's so awesome.
Well, anyways,
Especially
having said that, so this Arjun is a show. It's like an emergency task force, specialized, group of police officers or specialized agents.
Sounds so cool. Oh my God, I want to watch this so badly. Like, keep talking about it.
Kind of like CSI kind of things, right? And I like the guy. I like the concept. I like the stories that they take off. And I thoroughly enjoy watching this show. But every time I watch this show, I'm like, you guys could do it so much better. I mean, come on, guys. Because I am so much into details and stuff, especially when I'm watching thriller shows. Like, where are your gloves? Why is this put here? Why is the blood there? I mean, and I'm sitting and thinking, come on, people, you need to make this much more interesting. I mean, some of those silly mistakes are like silly mistakes. I mean, that can't happen. I mean, if you're a police officer, you're not going to do that.
You're not going to let that happen.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Wow. If you just can't have gloves on only one hand and not have a glove for another one. You just can't pick up that item off of a crime scene like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's not how it works in the real world, right?
But I thoroughly enjoy it. Despite all these things that I see, I am like so into that show. Because I just like the story, the way it is done. It's well executed. Besides the just minor
those
things,
minor details.
It's because I tend to compare it with the American shows, right? And American shows, especially those things.
You want to be on top of it.
They are top, and they maintain that thing. They're very picky with every episode that they do.
So much attention to detail.
So much attention.
No continuity errors. Nothing like that.
Exactly, and they have special people consulting them. On every episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try very hard not to compare them.
Enjoy it for what it is, right?
But you know what? But for Indian standard, it's a really good show. I totally enjoy it. I really, really like it. Really like it. But so people, if you want to watch Arjun, it comes on Star Plus. Like I said, I really enjoyed. Nowadays, some of the stories are really picking up. I mean, they're making it much more interesting, the murder mysteries and things like that. And of course, one of my biggest gripes I think about this show is you have this group of high intelligent smart people, right? Because the special task force and everything, but some of the dialogues and the things make them sound so stupid, and that's when I get so upset. I said
that kills it for
you
me.
guys have such a fantastic show. That is so stupid of you to say that. Or when there is a crime, if there are 6 people in the group, all 6 of them go to the same place. And I'm sitting and thinking, why do all 6 of you need to go to the crime scene? Seriously?
It's called a task force. We work in different areas.
Exactly, right? Here you have a computer geek. You probably have a
Yeah.
forensic expert. You have a mortuary. You have
Yeah. And then the macho guy that just does everything. But yeah, there's different people.
Yeah. So those are the kind of things that bug me in this show.
Wow.
And I'm sitting and thinking, can you please make me a consultant so I can just tell you people don't
They need
do
to hire
this.
you this instant. We need to send you over there. Make
No,
the
but
show
the thing is, it's common sense, the whole year, don't you think so? I mean, it's common sense when you have a group of people, you have divided job duties.
Yeah, if this is like serious, if it was some CSIs, you divide.
You
split the
divide
work.
yourselves. You don't necessarily have to be everywhere. And you can get all the information just off of an iPad. You still need other equipment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all that little high-tech stuff things. I mean, we have made
know
so
what?
much progress.
What if they're so used to seeing this on TV that they just want it to be different? Oh, maybe.
It may be different. See, I don't have a problem with that. If they want to be different and they want to show that, that's fine. But you cannot show special task people stupid. You
Okay,
cannot.
okay.
You
That I
cannot,
agree with you.
You cannot give them stupid replies and answers and things like that. That just kills it.
I
You know
can't
what I'm
imagine,
saying? You can interject humor into serious situations, but it has to be in line
it
with
has
the
to-
subject.
has to fit in
Otherwise, it's
context.
going to put you off, and it has done that a few times where it felt like it was forced in. It's like, you don't need to do that.
This is like an investigation show, right?
It is an
Yeah, so the
investigation.
dialogue has to be good. It has to be
Exactly, and you
spot
need
on.
to have that humor where it is not blatant, but it catches you.
Yeah, it's
It gets
it's
you a
not too
chuckle
much.
out of it. You know what I'm saying? But despite everything, people, I still like Arjun.
And I still want to see this. From what you've told me, I want to watch.
I still like watching it, and I know there are a couple of people who totally agree with me. It's like they still like watching this show, and like I said, it's a good show for their standards. It's a good show. And the other offbeat show that got my attention was Comedy Nights with Kapil. It's like a stand-up comedian thing. Saturday Night Live.
Wait, they have a Saturday Night Live?
Have you ever watched Saturday Night
Yeah,
Live?
of course. I love Saturday Night
I
Live.
love Saturday
Yeah,
Night
yeah.
Live. It is so funny. This guy who does comedy nights, his name is Kapil, and he actually hosts the Dancing with the Stars Indian version show, basically. Anyway, so I just happened to come by his show. So he does a skit, he does everything. He's got special guests. He dons different characters and everything. Kind of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, it sounds just like
you
it.
have this thing. So as I was watching it, I go, this is like Saturday Night Live.
Because,
you know?
because it is practically.
It is. It has the same common actors who come and do different roles and things like that. You have fixed people.
Right.
And they don different characters and roles and the situations and things like
And they
that.
just do skits.
It's yeah. But you know what? And it is not that crass comedy. It's not the ugly comedy. It's good comedy. You know what I'm saying? It's good humor. You don't have what do I say? You don't have that ugliness to it. You know, there is comedy, then there is this really crass comedy. It's like over the top, stupid comedy. You know?
It's so hard to judge comedy.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can kind of
but
understand.
this is like you know, high standard comedy.
Okay.
Everyone can still understand it, can appreciate it, but it's got class to it.
It's well written.
It's
would you
well
say?
written. It's
Okay.
well said. It doesn't have that it doesn't have that really disgusting, that silly comedy to
I know there's sloppy comedy,
Yeah.
and then there's
it doesn't have like the
hilarious
slapstick, the really stupid comedy.
Now I understand
You know what I'm
you,
saying?
yeah.
So, if you guys really want to have a laugh every weekend, you guys should watch comedy nights with couple. I mean, honestly, I've never watched any of these shows before. I just happened to come across this, and I saw the first 2 episodes, and it was hilarious. This guy really has got a knack for comedy. I mean, his timing is perfect.
Does he speak English?
He does.
Oh, really?
He speaks English,
Wait, does
but
he do
most
it
of it is in Hindi, though. I mean, he
Oh.
kind of mixes it and stuff. So, but I don't know if there's any subtitles for it or not because it's so
I
new.
wish I would watch.
But it's good. I mean, it's good people. It's really really good. I personally really liked it, and it brought and it caught my attention when I went back and actually watched the episode, and Julio's laptop just shut down on me, I think, Julio.
Oh, no, you got to press the power button and it'll boot right up. It's actually not, it's some hibernate
Is it on a sleep mode?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
there we
it's
go.
good, right? There
We're
we go,
back.
yes.
Well, look at us. We're operating with 2 laptops and a board and things, and we
And
are
this
still...
audio console here, and it's a
And,
lot
and,
of high
and
tech
all
stuff.
this just for a special request from Desi Zen. Desi Zen, just for you, for your song that you asked from The Burning Train, which reminds me, I watched this movie, The Burning Train, and it used to be one of my favorite movies when I was so young. I still remember bits and pieces of this movie because I was fascinated about this burning train, the train that goes out of whack and there's fire in the train.
It's interesting. A train on fire?
Anyways, so Desi Zen, here is your special request from Rangmunch with Alima.
पल दो पल का साथ हमारा पल दो पल का साथ हमारा पल दो पल के याराने हैं पल दो पल का साथ हमारा पल दो पल के याराने हैं इस मंजिल पर मिलने वाले इस मंजिल पर मिलने वाले इस मंजिल पर मिलने वाले उस मंजिल पर खो जाने हैं पल दो पल का साथ हमारा पल दो पल के याराने हैं
पल दो पल का साथ हमारा
दो पल का साथ हमारा, पल दो पल के यारानी है। दो पल दो पल का साथ हमारा हमारा,
दो पल का साथ हमारा हमारा,
पल दो पल का साथ हमारा, पल दो पल के यारानी धड़कनों में जान है, झूमना ही जिंदगी की शान है। अव्वल आखिर हर कोई अनजान है, जिंदगी बस राह की पहचान है। झूम जब तक झूम, झूम जब तक झूम,
जिंदगी की शान है। अव्वल आखिर हर कोई अनजान है, जिंदगी बस राह की पहचान है।
दोस्तों अपना तो ये ईमान है, जो भी जितना साथ दे एहसान है। दोस्तों अपना तो ये ईमान है, जो भी जितना साथ दे एहसान है। उम्र का रिश्ता जोड़ने वाले, उम्र का रिश्ता जोड़ने वाले अपनी नजर में दीवाने हैं। पल दो पल का साथ हमारा, पल दो पल के यारानी है। पल दो पल का साथ हमारा, पल दो पल के यारानी है।
If your dentist appointments sound like that, then it's time to make the switch to Dr. Lee. Dr. David Lee, Family Cosmetic and Restorative Dentistry, with offices in San Jose and Sunnyvale. Give them a call today at 408-972-9926 or go to smileplanner.com. Dr. David Lee, quality and comfortable dental care you can trust. Want to know the best European automobile service and repair center? Introducing Star Auto Services. Located at 1555 South 10th Street in San Jose. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Give them a call at 408-280-7002 or visit their website, starautoservices.net. Star Auto Services. Quality service and repair for European automobiles.
And Rangmunch with Alima is back on air on Desi 1170. Desi Zen, thanks for sending that special request, and have a good night, and hope you'll have a safe 4th of July, whatever is left over with it. You know, we always, when we watch shows or when we watch movies and stuff, we always talk about chemistry between the lead actors or between a pair. It could be, you know, it's very important, right? So here we are watching the TV shows, and there's always going to be those pairs of people in the TV shows that always comes to the attention, that seems to raise the TRPs, or that you just feel it sizzling between them. And I thought I'll share a few that I've come across that I think are doing a fantastic job. Of course, top of my list, people, is obviously Chanchan and Uma Ben, daughter-in-law against a mother-in-law. I mean, these two people are amazing. They have this amazing chemistry between them. And you know Supriya Pathak, she's an old veteran actress, and I've always liked her when she was working in the films and everything. Her sense of timing, her sense of gesture, her sarcastic remarks, and the way she says them is just amazing. I mean, if you want to watch a mother-in-law who is very sneaky without hurting others, who is influencing without trying to be the bad person, you have to watch her. I mean, her dialogues and everything is just amazing. I mean, these two people really catch my attention, and they are my top of the list, followed by Tanveer and Zoya in Kubul Hai. I mean, both of them, two women fighting for one guy, but these two actually, I mean, they really do an amazing job. They really rock, and you could just see that hatred and anger between these two. And that's my second in the line. And then the third one actually is RK and Sultan in Madhubala, step brothers. One is already married to Madhubala, and the other has feelings for Madhubala but can't do anything about it. But these two seem to be rocking the show right now with their intense feelings and emotions and pain, and coming to the and you know, accepting the fact that they're related and staying in the same house and everything. So that must be tough for two stepbrothers to you know, be under the same roof and loving the same woman too, I guess. Right? Don't you think so?
Yes.
And he just phased out, and Julio's like, we're talking about love, Julio.
Oh yeah, back to love again. If you want to hit me up, please call the line right now.
But you need to make that. You need to work on that questionnaire of yours if you want to do this the next.
We're gonna make
week.
it happen. We're gonna make it a segment.
We're gonna make it happen, right?
Yeah.
And there are a couple of others. In fact, there was an article about some of these unusual jodis, and they have three of my favorite ones. They also have Virat and Viren in Ek Hazaron Mein Meri Behna Hai, which that show I really don't watch it. And there's Sandhya and Babo in Ye Jodi Bhi Kamal Ki, and Mukta and Meeti in Uttaran. So but my top three people, Kubul Hai, Chanchan, and Madhubala. Those are my top three. And then just a few snippets. We're just heading, you know, close to the end of the show in a few minutes. I still have one more favorite song to play for the night. So let me just finish my snippets real fast. Buddy Project is doing great, people, and it's completed 200 episodes. Khoobsurat has been confirmed as going off the air on July 19th. So as Amrit Manthan, I believe that is slated for July 27th, I think. Savitri, the paranormal show on Life OK, completed 100 episodes. And then people who like watching you know, crime shows or anything that is related to reality or real life incidents, my recommendation is definitely watch Crime Patrol and Gumrah, because these two shows show you the real life events, how people deal with them, how people are helped. Especially Gumrah is about teenagers and the schools and the colleges and the stuff that they go through, and how an innocent action can lead to major consequences and fatal consequences for that matter. Gumrah is going into its number 3 season, and I've always enjoyed watching that show. In fact, I let my kids watch it because I want them to know it can be bad out there in the world, and that's pretty much what it is covering. Peer pressure, bullying, drugs, anything that you can think of that happens in high schools and middle schools and colleges. It happens. Oh, it happens. It definitely happens. I mean, just don't think that it can never happen to you. That is the most stupid thing if you think you can believe it will happen to you at some point or the other. So I totally like these two shows because it really gives an insight into what can happen there and how we can try to stay out of it. And then, of course, Sunaiki, in fact, Amitabh, how many of you people remember Janjeer? I mean, that is like an epic movie in the 70s of Amitabh and Pran. And apparently, Janjeer is being made into a different movie, more like a commercialized movie by Apurva Lakhia. And I believe it's got Sanjay Dutt playing Pran's role, and then there is Priyanka Chopra, and I wonder who is playing Amitabh though. So Ram Charan is playing Amitabh's role, I believe, in the new version of Janjeer. I thought that was very interesting because if I remember correctly, I think Janjeer was Amitabh's first movie, I think, into Bollywood. So, but it was an amazing hit movie, and I still remember that movie. Quite a lot of that movie I still remember. So, dosto, that is Rangmunch with Alima for this Saturday night. Julio, thank you
Goodbye,
for running
everybody.
the board. Thank you for running the board with me tonight.
This is our first time. This is crazy, but
I have to find a tagline for you, like how I used to say low at the bow.
Oh, really? We'll think of one because
I have to think of something
tons.
that rhymes and
Ooh,
that
there's
works.
Too many options.
Yes. So dosto, thank you for tuning into Rangmunch with Alima. Charmi, special thank you for sending in the dedication for Kratika. Definitely shall pass on the message to her. And of course, as promised, I will be sending her the link also so she can hear your voice all by herself. Those who have a safe Sunday. I just lost my train of thought. I was going to say Sunday night, and then I said...
Wait, today's
Saturday, right?
Night. That's right.
Yeah, so I was going to say have a safe Saturday night and a great Sunday, and then kind of got stuck with Sunday.
I think we're both tired. I think we may both be
we
tired.
need coffee to give.
Because
we
took
need
me a
coffee.
while to process
Yeah,
that.
see, we need some caffeine. All right, dosto. Rangmunch with Alima is signing off on Desi 1170. Have a fantastic night and stay safe. And of course, I'm going to say Alvida with one of my all-time favorite songs. Julio, thank you. Have a good night. See
Good
you,
night,
folks.
everybody.
For more information on how to get your own show on Desi 1170 AM, give us a call at 408-440-0851 or send us an email to Desi1170am@aol.com.
Desi 1170 AM would like to thank our sponsors for their support over the last 4 years. If you have a business and would like to advertise, call us at 408-440-0851 or send an email to contact@klok1170am.com.
If you would like your skin to be healthy and flawless, if you're looking for a natural solution for skin issues like acne, hyperpigmentation, or excess dryness, or if you're looking for a chemical-free solution to achieve the skin you've always dreamt of, then your wait is over. Introducing Apsara Skincare, a complete skincare company based on Ayurveda with no chemicals, no harsh ingredients, and products for all skin types and all skin concerns. Visit Apsara Skincare at apsaraskincare.com today to learn more. That's APSARA skincare.com. Simply fill out the personalized skincare advice form on apsaraskincare.com and receive answers to all your skincare questions for free. Order online and receive free shipping, advice, tips, and much, much more. apsaraskincare.com. Call toll-free at 1-888-977-4724. Listen to Sheetal, the founder of Apsara and a skincare expert herself, right here on Desi 1170 AM every Friday at 8:45 a.m.
Tune in to financial planner, investment advisor Raj Budwal's interactive talk show Bay Area Third Eye every Thursday at 6 p.m. for all your financial needs, be it financial planning, real estate, insurance, retirement, or estate planning. Turn to the services of Raj Budwal of Budwal & Associates. You can call him at 408-835-0202 or email him at 835-0202 @gmail.com. Listen to Raj Budwal's Bay Area Third Eye every Thursday at 6 p.m.
Universal Media Access presents the Tech FM radio program, where innovation meets conversation. Listen every weekday from noon to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday on 92.3 FM. If you're interested in participating in active technology discussions, live interviews, updates, and more, listen to the Tech FM radio program from 12 noon to 2 p.m. on 92.3 FM. For more information on how to get your own segment on the Tech FM radio program on 92.3 FM, send us an email to info@techfmradio.com. That's info